This is 𝗨𝘗𝘀𝗶 in Chicago, and you are watching my channel Knowledge for Quality of Life. Friends, today I'll be making clarified butter from desi ghee from grass-fed butter, which we call it clarified ghee as well, or clarified butter. So I'll be sharing with you this short video, how I make it. Let's get to it. So what you see here, 2 packs of 8 ounces each, unsalted, pure Irish butter, which is a Kerrygold brand, and it's a grass-fed butter. So let me warm up the stove a little bit. Let it warm a little bit, and I'm going to be putting the packs into the pan. Now you see how it's melting. We're going to let it melt completely. And after it completely melts down, I'm going to come from time to time and stir it a little bit. And we have to make sure that, once it gets all melt down, then I turn the knob at exactly minimum flame, which is the lowest, because what's going to happen that if I don't turn the flame low, then it's going to start boiling and it's going to splat everywhere. So and at the same time, when it gets melt down, I'm going to cover partly with the lid as well, and let it simmer slowly, and then I'll come back and show it to you what do I need to do from time to time. So you see it's completely melt down, but you see the yellowness, completely yellow, and it takes about 25 to 30 minutes to turn into clarified butter. All the nodules, which are additional compounds and everything, which is saltish, even though it's an unsalted butter, but naturally there is some salt in it. There was no added salt, but all these saltish stuff and all the granules which is going to form, it's going to settle down, and everything is going to be settled down, and you will see this melted ghee turns into completely clarified butter. You can see it. So you see that the white stuff you see, they're going to form from time to time, and once it gets heavier and heavier, it's going to start settling down. When all the nodules are settled down, and this yellowness is going to be gone, and it's going to come and turn into completely clear butter. And at that point, we are going to just turn the stove off and then let it cool down and strain it afterward. And now I'm going to cover partly with the lid. And I'm going to come back 5 to 10 minutes after again. You see that white stuff? More and more white stuff is appearing. And eventually this is going to start turning into nodules and start settling down. So from time to time I have to just stir it a little bit. And if you look at the flame, I'm using the smallest of all the 5 burners. The smallest burner I'm using at the lowest setting. This is the lowest setting. You don't have to constantly stir it, but from time to time, so that it doesn't turn brownish or burning smell. The key is to keep the flame low. Actually, I learned this from my mom. And she used to make desi ghee, clarified butter she used to make homemade butter from actually the milk, and she used to turn all the fat content of the milk into yogurt, and then once the yogurt is done, then she was making butter out of it, and after a few days of eating butter, whatever it's left over, she was turning into clarified butter. I'm not that genius. She was genius in cooking. You see this? Nodules are forming. What a smell. Such a nice aroma. See the white curds, which is basically a whey protein. It's settling down slowly, and the white stuff on the surface of the clarified butter is minimizing as the time lapses. We have a few more minutes to go, and all this white stuff should settle down. At that point, I'm going to turn off the stove. Everything has settled down. It's pretty much clear. I don't see any whey protein on the surface except a few bubbles here and there. So I'm going to turn it off. And let it cool down. I'm going to cool down here and cover it up. Let it cool down, and then I'm going to strain it in a bottle. It's cooled down, and now let's strain it. Now look at all the solids inside. It's settled down at the bottom. If you taste it, it's going to be very salty, but it has a lot of minerals and good stuff in it. You know, a lot of people just toss in the garbage, but I don't. After cooling it down for a few hours, it's completely solidified and it's ready to use. You can use it for any eating purpose, slice of toast, or in cooking or anything else. Clarified butter or desi ghee.